some more Marvel Crisis Protocol painting. We will be jumping in, and as you can see, I have my appropriate hero music ready to go. And we are going to get some painting done. We are painting Marvel Crisis Protocol figures. I'm going to finish up Doctor Strange, which I started up another day. And I'm just getting my painting reference up and about. This is very epic, very Doctor Strange-esque. And I'm trying to remember exactly what we need to do on this figure. Most of it's pretty self-explanatory, but as always, I'm here. I apologize for my voice. All of a sudden, my nose just got like super clogged. So I don't know what that's all about, but we will get with the painting, because I know you guys didn't come here, never come here just to hear me all the chit chat. I mean, you guys definitely appreciate, I'm sure, the opinions some of the time. But I know you guys want to see me move on. You want to see me paint some other models. So what I'm doing now is I'm just painting the skin tone, which for the Guilliman, what I have been mostly doing when I paint skin tone with it is I go very, very light with the paints, so I get a very like even base with it. Because of course, Doctor Strange will be sporting his very signature goatee. But you'll see if you go if I go too dark, then Doctor Strange's skin tone will be just a little bit more intense than I want it to be. So I have to I'm definitely going to have to put my my spectacles on for that one. But as always, we could already see Doctor Strange starting to come together a little bit more than he did before. Now, I don't know what I want to do for his hair. I mean, his hair, he does have black hair, so I think I'm going to just go with the black hair. I always get nervous using black because it's such a dark color, but there also have been times in the comics where he's had a little bit more of a grayish tint to his hair, and that actually has coincided with Magical Stories where he sort of loses some of his mojo, his power. And they've definitely had those storylines where like he And again, this is another one of those situations where I might later on put in, I'll probably put in some white highlights in the hair just for fun. Just to give it a little bit more oomph. So what you guys are seeing me doing is I'm just trying to sort of less is more with what I'm doing right now. Trying to sort of figure out the sweet spot of like where his where the black hairline starts and then the sides, because for folks that are not familiar, this is exactly what I didn't want to have. I can save it though. So for folks that are not familiar with Doctor Strange, he usually has the sides of his hair are usually like whitish or grayish, because that also coincides to when he was learning the mystic arts. There was not an accident, but there was kind of a spell. There was sort of a spell that took some of his vitality away. So it actually manifested itself in his hair. So for lack of a better way of describing it, it is very much like, for folks out there that have seen Frozen, it's kind of like that idea that you got hit by magic and then like your the power sort of wounded you. That's sort of what happened to Doctor Strange. Yeah, I'm gonna put him on because I won't be able to, I can't see that mustache or his goatee, and I'm gonna have to rework that goatee because it is crooked. So I tried something. Yeah, so you guys can see, like, it doesn't look horrible, but I'm gonna definitely probably have to edit that just a tiny bit. It's really hard because they didn't, you know, I love Atomic Mass Games, and I love their model designers, and I think they do a terrific job with the models, but they didn't give us any I don't want to give them like Groucho Mark eyebrows, but that's kind of what's starting to happen. I mean, they look a little better. But like I said, I'll have to fix that goatee. It's not looking the best it could look. Yeah, it's just like, I don't want to keep, like... Let me just do one thing. It's looking okay. It doesn't look horrible, but it's not. It's hard because you want the model to stand on its own 2 feet and you want it to look good, but yeah, I definitely want to just lower this opacity a little bit. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to put the skin tone in there. But basically what I have to do is come in, the issue is that right now the side of the goatee is so lopsided that's why it's looking extremely weird. So if I just come in, damn it. Alright, well now I have to wait. God damn it. It's so much paint. It's so annoying. Now I have to I just gotta put the white back in, and then once that's flesh tone, that'll look good, but it's so annoying. I hate when that happens. But I got the other side of the goatee to be a lot more natural. So I like how that looks now. Now, probably what I'm about to do now is going to be super impatient. Oh, I don't know. Actually, it worked. Yeah, I hate when I get into parts like this with a model where I call it like it's the back and forth, and what's happening is the water is sticking on my brush, which is what's causing me to get these very weird variations in the strokes. There we go. Now we have a little bit more of an even mustache. It's still not the greatest. It still needs to be This is like, it's a game, and I've played this game a lot. You get into this game where you're basically, it's called a game of edges, where like you keep doing two colors, and it's like all you're trying to do is lay. There we go. Now I got it. You have to sort of like battle the colors. I'll let that dry, and then I'll put some Gilliman in there, so we get the nice face thing. No, on the eyebrows I was able to fix, and then we actually have to give him like real solid eyes, which is the next thing. But which probably for his eyes, I may do them, as crazy as it sounds, I might actually do them in like a Sorcerer Red, because I want it to look like he's casting magic versus like him having pupilled eyes. No, doesn't look good. Fudge. I knew I was going to struggle. I don't know why I don't like the way this model looks. I don't usually say that. Like, I don't know why this is like... Let's get some of the lead out, because this is bothering me now. He does not look the way I want him to. Oh, this is not the right color. All right, let's do a couple of things that I think are gonna spruce this up to make him, I think, go a little bit nicer. All right, so for the hair, I'm going to use some Apothecary Gray instead of having it white. Let's see how that looks. And again, if I feel like it's too much too much gray, then I can always bring the... I could always bring the black back into... There's something going on with him that just doesn't look right. I think I know what it is. It's almost like they sculpted his face very, like, lightly. I just want to put Gilliman on it. That's really weird. I don't understand this at all. Okay, so literally, that's crazy. So what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to go in there and just like make it more obvious that he's got like a neck. Alright, so I think I know what needs to happen with the red. Which I know why the red's not working now. And that is that the red needs to be lighter. It needs to be a lighter red. And if that lighter red happens, that might be the key. Because if the eyes are a little bit on the lighter side, oh, paint. Sorry guys, I'm trying. I think that did it. I think lighting up the eyes, or lightening the eyes, is a better way to say that. I think that just fixed the problem. Alright, sorry guys, I'm just concentrating a lot on the neck detail. Because as you can see, he's starting to look a lot better. I don't know why on one side of him, it decided to not want to, like, do the apothecary gray the same way. What I didn't want to have happen. So that looks a lot better. I think it had to do with the fact that there was a couple of seams that you were seeing that were white, and those white seams while we're on the subject of seams, I want to give him a little bit of a facelift with that, so we get that nice pooling. Where we just go over the color. And of course, if you guys have comments or questions, please don't hesitate to give us a holler on the chat. What is going on? Okay, so that's just the fact that the eye. That's just the fact that the eye is all the way off on one side. I'm sort of trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out different issues. Do that whole eye, great. Well, that just sucks. On the subject of white. So you guys can actually see what I'm doing. I just wanted to give him like a little bit of some white hairs there, just to emphasize the different folds in the hair. Nothing too crazy. And now I'm gonna have to redo that eye, which is annoying. Which I really, really didn't want to have to redo it, but I'm doing now is I'm just giving him a little bit more character in the face. Not much, just a tiny bit. All I'm trying to do is get that hairline to look more interesting. At the rate I'm going, what I'm gonna have to do is probably lighten parts of his face, which I've had to do on other models. It's weird that Guilliman, it's not a bad color, but it gets too intense sometimes for skin tone. Like, it just makes everything look really fleshy. It's good on like guys that are like bare flesh, but it's not always good on like human flesh tone. Sorry guys, we're spending like an hour on his head because it's not coming out. He's looking kind of skeletal, and that's what I don't want him to look like. I might have to not go with the red eye idea. I know I was gonna go with it, but because I wanted him to look like he was casting like spells, like sorcery, or like magic, but I don't think it's working too well. I don't know what you guys think. I don't know. Sometimes I'm my own worst critic when it comes to my models. Like I think the eyes look cool. All right, see, now that looks a little bit better now that I fixed it. Now we have to do just, I think, the same thing with the Guilliman, where I put a little bit of white and we just whiten up some of those areas. Maybe I can just make this. Can I do it with this? That might work. Let's give it a shot. Let's see. Oh. No, it's too dark. It's too dark. It's too light. I basically repainted his whole face white. Yeah. Ah! This is so annoying. I hate when I get into these funks. Ah. Ah, this is like a nightmare. God, what is going on with me tonight? I just don't have it with this model, man. This is like, it's like setting me back 15 paces. I should have just left it alone. This happened to me when I was doing Thor. The exact same thing happened to me. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna save this. This is looking real terrible now. Jesus. Sorry guys, this is just not what I wanted. Oh, this looks so bad. This looks so freaking bad. Oh my god. I may have to just strip his whole head. I just redo it because it looks so bad. I'm embarrassed that this is a model I painted, actually. And I've never really said that about a model that I painted. But oh my god, why? Could grab a little bit. Sorry guys, I know I'm not showing you what I'm doing, but I'm... Alright, what do we think? I might have saved it. I don't know how I just did that, but I think I might have saved it. Okay. What do you guys think? I'm going to let you guys be the judge because I just spent literally 41 minutes on this guy's face. I'm going to try one more thing, which I am so scared to do, but we're going to try it. Do you guys like that better? I think that looks pretty dope. Because now he looks like he's got that red casting eyes that I wanted. So it looks like he's casting a spell with energy in it, which I think looks so much cooler. Alright, I think we're going to leave that. Alright. Alright, I like him. We saved him a little bit. We saved him. Oh my god. That was so freaking stressful. I've never been that more stressed out to paint than what just happened. Like, I just saw this, which I want to fix that really quick. And also just similarly how I was starting to do with the cape. I want to go in and, you know, use areas that I see that are pooling. To build in some fabric wrinkles just to give him a little bit more depth. And I love this brush. I got these new brushes and they are so good. They're so good at like getting in the grooves and getting into places so I can get those like really nice bunch up details. So I can get all of these nice wrinkles darker, so it'll start bringing that depth and that tone into them. I'm always like that though. I'm always hard on myself when it comes to my models. Yeah, that looks a lot better now. And those are those little differences. You know, I talk about it a lot, like how I try to do little differences so my model looks like, you know, doesn't look like everybody else's on the table. Yeah, this is always tough to paint areas like this. And I don't, like I said before, I love their model company, and the sculptors they have I think are amazing. But I've noticed once or twice with the models that they have, not to say that the model is built wrong or there's an issue with the model, because I don't want to point it out like that way, But there have been once or twice areas where I've like tried to figure out where I'm supposed to go with something, and I kind of don't know. And that's not going to be what I want. So remember how I was telling you guys, because the blue that I had was kind of going on in a way that I didn't really like, I was going to possibly come back and paint that a different blue. I think I'm going to start doing that right now. Same thing with up here. I'm just going to build a little bit of shadowing up the highlights up there. So you can see I lighten that up. Doing this as a filler underneath so that we get that seam closed. And you're going to see me bring this blue in. So now we have some nice lighting effects that we created with that secondary blue that I just made by mixing white and the other blue. So now, just like I was going to do the shadows, I'm just going to apply a little bit of this onto some of the tops of those wrinkles. And then I'll go back in once that dries with the darker. And this is kind of the same principle of what I did to the face, where I darkened it and then I came in with some lighter to give it a more lighter tone. It's the same concept. But you can see already just the dramatic difference that we have on Doctor Strange. Like we're definitely like making some nice progress on this, which is good. And I'm getting some cool effects. So, you know, again, it's always the rule of thumb. Like, you'll hate the model, you'll beat the model up, you'll give yourself the terriblest marks in the world, and then bang, all of a sudden the model starts to give you the performance you want. And you can see that really nicely in this. Alright, let's keep raising the bar because I really like this. I'm actually going to use one of my bigger brushes. I love these brushes too. These are really cool brushes. A buddy of mine gave me these brushes, which is really awesome. And I'm gonna, I'm just gonna base color it. I want to see what happens. My guess is it's not gonna really do much unless I whiten it to the level that I want. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to whiten it first. Okay. Because, I mean, it'll stain it, but it's not gonna give me the effect I want. So. And again, that's good enough. Just because the idea is that I want to take these structures. I want to make it more interesting that he's casting magic and spells, so that I'm going to change this color. I thought about it after the fact. So I'm just trying to get that to be white again. And again, I don't even have to have it be like solid white. I can literally just have it, just stain it white. Because that will give it enough contrast that when I put the color I do want to put on there, it'll just pop. I'm going to let that dry for a minute. And you're going to see how cool it's going to look. Like when this green gets on there, like I did for the gem, it's going to look real cool, real fast. It's going to be so freaking awesome. And then I think I'm going to do, I don't know what I'm going to do for his pants yet. For his shoes. If you look at the gallery for the actual model, they did them in black. I think I'm going to do them in the Space Wolf gray because I like that gray better. Yeah, let's get this, baby. Let's get it. Let's get it. Oh, sorry. I'm like, the model's there. I promise it is. And it really isn't. Yeah, well, I think I'm pretty confident that with a little bit of just little edits that I have to do to this guy, we're gonna have him done probably in this session, which would be really awesome if that happened. Or very close to done. I might have to do some more touch-ups, but oh, like I see a glaring problem right there. Obviously, I have to do the inside of the cape, but I'm pretty sure the inside of the cape is yellow. If I remember correctly from the comics. Classic Doctor Strange has a yellow interior for his cape, red exterior for his cape. Which is different than the movie version of him. Oh, man. Yeah, my nose being stuffed is really making it harder for me to to kind of paint. I don't know why I'm so stuffed up. Let's see here. I know, guys, I'm sorry. I know it's like hard to see what I'm doing because of his giant overflowing cape, and I keep putting the model down, which I'm sure is annoying the living bejesus out of everybody. Let me just get myself set up. I am very much... I say that I'm like a bull in a china shop when it comes to painting. I kind of am. You know, I'll when I do stuff, I kind of have fits of inspiration. So like my tools, what I'm using, like it always ends up all over the place. It's never like the same method. Sometimes I'll go back and do things 3 different ways. Like I obviously, like any artist, like I figured out ways to do certain things. But I've also, like, there are plenty of times when I'm doing this that I will just like rip apart things and do it a whole different way than I did. And like not even like throw caution into the wind almost. Alright, so we got the base done. I'll let that dry, and then like I always do, I'll go in there and I just want to put a little bit more texture into my brush strokes. And just make sure that I'm getting other areas and pulling out other areas that didn't saturate properly. Okay. I'll get a base tone for that, and then we'll go in and we'll start doing stuff with it. But let's see if... Yep, that seems pretty dry. Let's see if we can get that hex green in there and see what that looks like. And then I'm going to make my final decision on his boots, which I keep, like, heeing and hawing about. I don't want to... let's do the smaller one first. Now that I is it added? Yeah, it is added. It's not totally dry yet. Which, to be honest, I kind of want to. I kind of don't mind if we do some wet mixing. Wet mixing is actually pretty cool, because it really works well for what I'm doing. I think that looks so much cooler with the Necro. Yeah, I think that looks so much cooler. Oh, he's the master of the mystic arts. He should have... Like, I love how we just went from, like, slightly dynamic to, like, something even cooler with the magic. I love that I've been able to get this, like, really cool-looking sorcerer effect. On here, so it doesn't look as boring as just you know, his normal portal magic. It's got a little bit more oomph to it. Yeah, that looks really cool. I like that. Oh, that looks so much cooler. Alright, I'll have to do some back stuff there. And again, this is what they call Hex Wraith. Is the color, and it's what this is really what this was meant for was for folks in Age of Sigmar that play a lot of like ghost and undead units. That was the point of this color. It was to do those units so you can make like spectral pale hordes, like You know, so like that kind of ghostly green and ghostly blue that sometimes people, you know, kind of in fantasy will use for you know, ghosts or supernatural creatures, that sort of pale color. Yeah, this is that. But I love this for what I want to do with Doctor Strange. It looks so good, and it's very on point for him. If you read a lot of Doctor Strange comics, many artists like make his spells like that. So I'm really digging that. That really came out better than I thought it would. I'm gonna have to clean it up. No doubt about it. Like I'll probably have to go over it with another thing of paint. I may even have to re-whiten another. Oh, that's a lot of paint. Ah, I'm just being silly now. Yeah. There we go. Now we're getting the right. That's because I was trying to do it fast. Yeah, I think the orange, you know, switching it up and making the lettering inside orange and making the and making those green, making those other areas green is really working well. Like I'm really happy with that decision. You know, so I kind of stayed true. I sort of stayed true to the if you want to call it the MCU, you know, Doctor Strange, but at the same time, I got my classic. I got my classic Doctor Strange look in there too. You know, because in the movies they make almost all of his spells like an orange color. They like using that orange for like magic. So I, you know, I kind of paid homage to that, but at the same time, you know, made it a little bit more my own. Told you I'm like a mad painter. I jump around. I'm gonna have to fix that. Just bringing some orange in there so the I went a little overzealous with my blue. So I'm gonna just do a little edit there. So I can get that back to being white, and that'll create the nice border that's supposed to have. While we're on this subject, let's just make it a full deck. We'll just repaint all of that, so that all of that gets nice and yellow again. Because I'm noticing some errors there, and that's okay. And that's what I mean by edits. Like I start doing those things as I go around the model. Like I'll see stuff out of place, and I'll be like, "Ooh, okay, I got to go back and do that," and I'll do little edits. And that's what's nice about the contrast. You could just do a nice white overlay like that, and you're like good to go. So you don't have to go too crazy doing touch-ups. You can just redo that, and it's really, really nice. We're getting there. He's a tougher model. I'm gonna say that with confidence. Like he's a bigger model for their scale. So he's got a little bit more detail than the average model does. So that's why it's taken me a minute. And like I said, I'm what's the best word? I'm going a little off script in the sense that I'm not necessarily choosing to go with the paint scheme the way they have it in the gallery, so I may actually take him off the base. And I don't usually do that, but because of the angle that he's at, it's a little harder for me to get to these letters. So I don't usually take them off the handle like that, but in this particular case, I just don't know if I'll be able to get to the letters that are there to paint them. And again, I'm trying to bump these up with some orange because I wanted to give him a little bit more depth of paint, versus just leaving, because in the company's gallery of models, like they they actually leave him, they use primarily the yellow for all of his spell circle, but I don't want to do that. I wanted to make it a little bit more unique and dynamic. And guys, I apologize if some of these letters are getting hidden, or what I'm working on is getting hidden. It's just that the cape is in such a crazy position that I can't really, I can't go in there and show you, but I could show you where we've gotten and how we've been doing. Here we go. I don't want to have to ban bots in my room, but I will. All right, sorry guys. I had to take the model away because I had to ban a bot from my room. It's hard enough to get people that want to watch you, and then we have to deal with bots and stuff. I hate that. And again, we're getting there with this model. It's a I will say he's a tough customer in the sense that it's very hard. Like, this is probably the first time painting a model, I might say, I usually say, the people, I just can't do the whole paint it in pieces, but I might have regretted it with this one, because If I would have painted it in pieces, I probably wouldn't have to take as long to paint it, because that circle is just really unforgiving to paint. It really is. Just gonna get the yellow because I'm realizing on the backside that because of that angle, it didn't really paint a lot of what I was painting. So I just want to go in there and like solve these problems now. Just so I can get it all painted. Because I'm realizing, like, I missed all, like, all, oh, yeah, that's what I don't want to do right now. I don't like switching colors like this because that orange is still very wet. But like I've said to everybody, when you paint a white model, you see all the mistakes. You see everything. You see all of your mistakes. There is no escaping them. So I'm just going in now, and I'm just giving those mistakes that I was talking about another glance. Because like I said, as I was going to the backside of the yellow, I noticed how much of it I missed. So that's better. And some of it is just smoothing out stuff too. Or creating, you know, proper sorry guys, I went on a little bit of a tangent with that yellow, but I just wanted to take on those issues with the yellow now because I'm just gonna have to go back and do them. And like I said, I'm gonna and I apologize up front again. Jeez Louise. I apologize up front again if you can't see those last couple of letters I'm doing. They're just tucked under his cape so nicely that I don't know if there's an angle that would be comfortable for me to paint that I could also show you those areas. So I'll just try to paint it real fast just to get them done. So we can move on to something else, but now you can see, looks so cool. And there's only a few little ones. They're the ones that we see from the other side of all the big circles coming together. So they're the ones we see behind the green that I did. And all of these are done. I'm just going to make sure that I have these all in the right spot. Perfect. And that these are all painted properly. They are. So you guys can start to see just how cool that's coming together. I really, really like this green. I like the eyes now because the eyes are just like he's summoning magic, like he's a powerful sorcerer, and I like that. I like that because in the comics, Doctor Strange will do that all the time. He'll summon these like amazing forces of nature. No, so the cape is 100% red underneath. Okay. I didn't think it was. Yeah, see, now that's the weird part. Okay, no, it is a W. I thought it was a W. Okay. So I got to do two things really quick. Sorry, guys. So I did mess something up. And this is going to be annoying because I'm going to have to try to match a color. I hate when I have to do this. Okay, I was wrong. Because I'm like, I know my Doctor Strange very, very well. And he does not. I was like, that does not make sense for his chest. It's supposed to be a W. We're getting there. Hold on. I gotta mix a color, and I'm trying not to screw my white up in the process. All right, I think I got it. I think I got a match. Let's just get that in there. Okay, I think I got a match to the color. Ooh, no, it's getting too white. All right, so I may have to throw some more blue into that. Okay, let's just throw a little bit more blue just to bring it back. All right, I think that's gonna do it. Okay. So this is going back to what I was talking about before with the model not being clear. With the sculpt. Oh, Jesus. This is really watery. This is going to be bad. Yeah, so in the sculpt... Oh, sorry, guys. You didn't see any of what I just did. Oh, my God. Yeah, so it's hard to tell in the sculpt, but basically in his uniform, it's supposed to be a more substantial, like, W shape. So technically there should be more spaces there, but the way that the final mold of this figure came out, I think they changed it from their gallery pose. So it actually came out. Okay, there's like, there's stuff. All right, my whole hand just turned blue. That's great. All right, so apparently my brush had all blue on the side of it. Great. Give me a sec, guys. I got to make sure I have no residue of this blue, because if I touch the model, I'm going to make a ton of stuff blue that I don't want to make blue. And actually, I'm going to probably put him back on this arm, because now I'm a little concerned about me touching the model physically. But yeah, so what I was going to say was, that's supposed to be a lot more on the like blue side. But yeah, so they're like inside of here, and you can kind of see it. I'm gonna just make some superfluous, like, dark blue lines just to give it the illusion that it is that. It's like soup. Oh. Sorry, guys. So I'm just giving it a little bit of a boost. So that blue shines through a little bit more brilliant than it did a minute ago, because what's going on is you're losing it. You're not seeing it. And if we see it, there we go. Now that looks nice. See how nice and crisp that looks? Now that I just like tighten that up. Again, it's crazy, but like I always say, white models is the minute you see a speck of white, it just throws everything off on the model. But that looks, now he's looking baller. Now he looks real good. Yeah, that looks much, much better. That looks more like Doctor Strange, the way that he's supposed to look. I think I've completely committed to the idea of doing the Space Marine, the Space Wolf gray for those boots. I'm going to jump over to my bigger brush. So then that'll look nice. Oh, geez, I'm hitting other models. I'm putting paint on them. That's great. That's so great. I don't know, guys. I'm sorry. Tonight's video, I know, hasn't been the best. It's not my finest painting video by far. I just am having like a lot of weird mechanical and crazy issues. So, you know, give me a fair shake there. But if you guys like what you've seen, if you want to see more, I always tell people, consider following the channel. Consider signing up for notifications. Notifications are great because they're going to tell you exactly when we're live and when we're on. So don't hesitate to do that. It's the best way to know when we're going to be doing stuff. And my goal is to do. My goal is to do at least one painting video a day for you guys. We're gonna do a variety of different companies. So like tonight I did, because I didn't do one of these on Monday, but the goal is always to try to do Marvel related stuff on Mondays. And then I was Tuesdays really, Tuesdays are supposed to be GW days, so doing stuff from, if you guys are Warhammer fans or 40K fans, you know, doing those kinds of models. Wednesdays I'm gonna be featuring Mantic Games, so if you guys are Kings of War fans out there, you love doing that stuff, I'm gonna be focusing on those things, even the Hellboy board game, you know, some of the other products that they make. So we can review and paint up some of those models as well. And again, guys, I'm sorry if you can't see this. It's just one of those things about this particular Doctor Strange model. I will definitely show you what we're painting. But it's got some really like weird angles on it. So I just don't have the ability to turn it and successfully paint it at the same time. So just bear with me and I will recap or show you the work. I'm just trying to get this one boot painted without getting this paint all over the rest of my model, because it is a chore. It is not easy to get in there. There's only a few angles to get some of those things from, and I'm probably going to have to use a bigger brush, but I like that. I don't know if I'm going to maybe go in with a lighter color. But we can definitely start to see, oh, there we go. We can definitely start to see, you know, I think we went the right way with the color choices. So again, did use a lot of their, I should stress that, I did use quite a fair bit of their inspiration from, you know, their painting gallery. So if you go to Atomic Mass Games, like I did use a pretty similar color palette to what they had. I might have just pumped up certain things here and there. And also I'm not in 100% sure what you know, what paints their you know, their whoever's doing their paint models for them. You know, I don't know who they're using. My guess is it's probably their actual model department or the guys there that do the models, but I'm not sure. It could or could not be. But you'll see that I use some similar paint to it, but I'm gonna guess that they're not using like GW contrast paints. They're probably using, just looking at the paint samples, probably they're using Vallejo paints. Definitely they're probably using airbrushes. You know, I'm doing everything by hand, which gives you definitely a different look when you're painting. So that's why a lot of my models have a more painterly brush approach to them. They're not going to have the more, you know, the you know, the when you use an airbrush, you know, you can do fading, you can do some other things that with a brush I wouldn't necessarily be able to do. So there will be different things, and obviously airbrushes lend themselves to the biggest advantage, which is they you know, you don't see any strokes. So for me, you're gonna see, please God, don't go on the blue. You are going to see paint strokes. So when I paint, you will see definitely paint strokes in some areas. And then also the actual like contrast paints themselves lend themselves a little bit to that thing as well. Yeah, this is gonna be hard. It's hard to do a trim. It's just gonna be really hard to get inside of that cape, but it's gonna be hard to because it's a dark color inside, so I'm gonna have to be very careful that I don't like sloppily go on top of my yellow that I already have, because then I'm gonna have to keep just like redoing it. But you can see just with the part that's painted already, once that red cape is in place, I mean, he looks pretty awesome. And like I said, very final touches are gonna happen to him. I may even do some of them off camera and then just do a recap and show you guys next time. I don't know. I'll decide what I want to do. You guys are awfully quiet. Everybody's so quiet out there. Nobody wants to talk tonight. I used to have, I remember when people were very chatty on my painting streams, and then like I feel like everybody just got real quiet. And by all means, if you guys have questions or comments, I think it has to do with the fact I wish Twitch, I don't know, I wish Twitch would just make a channel for like people who do model painting. Which would be like awesome. I mean, the way that most Twitch channels are created is that usually professional, like corporate companies make those channels, and that's how you see them, which is why Warhammer actually does have, so when I do my Warhammer models, I'm able to, you know, use that as my tagline, or use that as the category. So I think a lot of people find those videos a little bit easier when they're live. But some of these other games, like you know, like Marvel Crisis Protocol, or even Kings of War, like they don't have a Twitch category. So if I wanted to, you know, live stream that content, I pretty much can't. You know, or meaning I can, but people don't necessarily find it as well. So, you know, it would really be to their advantage to get on that and do that, because, you know, the more that they can have folks watching, you know, I know obviously there are a lot of people on YouTube that play some of these games and definitely create YouTube videos of their battle reports, which we are going to do that eventually as well. But a lot of those other plans, unfortunately, like many people out there, once we were in the pandemic, a lot of those plans for me got canceled or put on hold because, you know, we just... the venue and people that I was going to have involved in those, you know, it just got to a point where, you know, you can't be in a room physically, we can't play, you know, so a lot of the places I thought I was going to be more so doing that, my hand veered off at like the last second. A lot of the places that I thought we were going to do those things at, obviously, you know, canceled, you know, basically their events. And what's good about it is that when the dust settles and we can do things again, I still have a lot of those, you know, I still have all those arrangements still in place, but it's just, we got to get through, you know, hopefully getting things back to normal. So, or, you know, at least to a point where we could have some folks in a room, you know, maybe doing modified events or stuff like that. But, you know, once they can have, because even my stuff was going to be virtual anyway, or have a virtual component. So hopefully once we're back out of the woods with this, we can get back on track with that. But we have to, we got to get there first. So what I'm doing now is I'm just doing some of that finer work, because I happen to, I was doing the red anyway, so I'm like, oh, so we'll just get that nice border so it makes, it pops that yellow, making that yellow nice and crisp. And then there was one other place with red that I had to touch up, which was inside of here. Again, like I said, the more you see white, every time you see one of those white specks, It's always going to take your eye away from your model, so you want to get all of those things covered up. But you know, we fought a little bit with this model, but I actually do like where we landed the plane. I'm just looking at that red cape. Like I said, it's extremely, extremely hard because you have a lot of different variables, and you know, he's, as much as I really do, like I said, like the models, he's got a couple of rough patches with the seams too, where like you know, I tried my darndest to get that seam right, and so I'm just going in and I'm just bringing out some of those details that I was talking about, because the more you bring out those details, the better he's gonna look. And I just put some more, like, this is just a fun little thing that I do, which works really, really well, which is if you have a seam or you have something, I always like to run darker colors in those areas, because then it brings a nice contrast to there. Yeah, I'm just gonna tighten up. So it's bringing shadows in, and this is the type of stuff, going back to what I was saying before, these are the little techniques that I like to, this is why I like to paint the model together, because then I can see god damn it, I always go up. Yeah, so you can start to see where I'm going with that, and it just brings a little bit more life and intrigue into the model, because you're basically painting in shadows. So then when you look at the model, there's layering, and it's almost like cell shading, kind of. What it's become known for me, because someone in my circle kind of paraphrased it. They're like, it's this kind of style that I created that's like, it is a little bit more like a living comic book. So it's giving you that more like comic feel to your painting. So it's sort of shading, but in that comic book form. And I apply this, the reason why people kind of called it my style was because I was applying it to, I was also applying it to like Warhammer, Age of Sigmar. So I was using that same technique. So you were getting these like very robust, bright, had a lot of contrast to them kind of painting style, which people seem to have dug. Alright, well, we've been painting for almost 2 hours. Wow, that's a long video. Alright, crazy. So I'm gonna call it here. We'll definitely be doing a part 3 on him. I didn't think we were going to, but I still gotta do a little bit of touch up on him, so he's not completely out of the woods yet. He's got some rougher areas, and I wanna get those addressed. But another look, a final look of where we got to with this. You know, much better. I think. You know, like I said, there'll be some areas like I want to make even this all out. But I do like where we got to with him. I got to finish up the green in there. Again, just little touch-ups here and there. I want to just go over that yellow again. Make sure I'm happy with all of it. But I think he came out real cool. I really like how he's coming out. And like I said, he is definitely the master of the Mystic Arts. I like that we took a spectral green, so there's some nice colors in there. And it makes him look like he is a little bit more casting. And like I said, we'll get that all sewed up. But it's just a little bit of going over the yellow and making sure that we tidy up some of the little loose ends. I may also do some staining on this too. I don't know yet. It all depends on how things are going. But so far, you know, I like the cape is nice and defined. Like it looks like nice, proper, classic Doctor Strange. So I am loving it. It's right in line with my other figures. And it's my man, Doctor Strange. So I wanted to do him proud and justice. But we'll get a couple more things settled, just tidy it up. And then I think we are going to be, you know, a lot more of that kind of work where we go in and I'll bring out some of those folds. I'll bring out some of those details. Now that we've worked a little bit on some of the other areas. All right, well, thank you guys for watching. As always, if you like what you saw, please consider following the channel and also signing up for notifications. If you've done both of those things, I thank you all for your support. It's through the support of you guys that I can keep doing this, and I do hope we can keep pushing my goal of getting this further so that eventually one day I can do this on a full-time basis for you all and expand into some of the cooler areas that I would like to. Because damn, I want to do more gaming. I want to review gaming. I want to have a place for gaming. I want to do all kinds of cool stuff. Definitely do more things related to my comic and art as well. I'm so excited because there are definitely things out there that I've gotten to do, and I'm gotta just keep pushing the needle. But I'll have more details about supporting some of those other projects. But you can check out my website, my Patreon. You can also check out the other links below. I always like to give a shout out to one of my sponsors, which is Undiscovered Realms, for the paints and materials you see. The models, I didn't get the Marvel Crisis Protocol stuff from them, but they are actually thinking of carrying it. Check them out. Support local businesses. Support businesses in you know, the world. They do ship out and mail to anywhere in the States, so check them out. I also want to give a shout out to All Yeah Comics, which is another place that I get a lot of stuff from. A lot of the things that I unbox and review, some of it comes there too. They're awesome people as well. Support them. They got a website. Check them out. Everybody should support small businesses. It's how we can keep things going. And of course, if you want to monetarily support the channel, my Patreon, my website, and tip/donation button are all there for you to enjoy. All right, well, take care, everybody. I will see you all tomorrow or later today if you're in my time zone. And you can please, as always, and please, I hope this is happening, stay safe, wash your hands, and please get vaccinated if you can. It saves a lot of lives, it helps a lot of people, and it makes you feel like a better person. I know it will, because you know you helped some people and made it better for the rest of us and getting us closer to normalcy. So thank you all for watching. I will see you at the next video. Bye-bye.